Activity-based costing, or ABC, is a term that often gets thrown around in management accounting classes, textbooks, and even during professional certifications. It's like that shiny new toy that every student raves about, but when you step into the real world, you quickly realize it's not as widely adopted as one might think. Why is that? Why does something that seems so promising in theory struggle to find its footing in practice? This juxtaposition, this paradox, is what makes the ABC phenomenon so intriguing. Let's start with what ABC really is. At its core, activity-based costing is a method that allows organizations to assign costs to products and services based on the actual activities required to produce them. It's a more refined way of understanding where resources are being used, and it provides insights that traditional costing methods simply can't offer. Imagine being able to pinpoint exactly how much it costs to produce a single item, down to the minute details of each activity involved. Sounds great, right? But here's the catch. While it looks fantastic on paper, the reality is that only about 19% of organizations have actually adopted it. That's a staggering statistic when you consider that the theoretical benefits are so compelling. Why is there such a significant gap between theory and practice? One word, complexity. Implementing ABC can be a daunting task, especially for large-scale operations. The intricacies involved in tracking every single activity and its associated costs can quickly become overwhelming. It's like trying to solve a complex puzzle with 1,000 pieces, where some of the pieces are missing and others don't quite fit. Companies often find themselves entangled in a web of data collection and analysis, leading to frustration and, ultimately, abandonment of the ABC model. Let's take a step back and look at the history of ABC. The concept was first introduced in the late 1980s by Robert Kaplan and others, who argued that traditional costing methods were outdated and misaligned with the realities of modern manufacturing. They highlighted how technology and regulatory pressures had skewed accounting practices, focusing more on compliance than on providing relevant information for decision making. Kaplan's work, particularly in Relevance Lost, hit the nail on the head, and initially the response was promising. Companies like Chrysler and Safety-Kleen implemented pilot programs that showcased the potential of a BC, revealing that the actual costs of some low-volume parts were vastly underestimated. These findings led to significant changes in how those companies approach production and profitability. Fast forward a couple of decades, and we see a different picture. Despite the initial enthusiasm, the adoption rates have stagnated, and many organizations have either abandoned ABC or never fully embraced it. Why? One reason is that many companies are simply satisfied with their current costing systems. A staggering 94% of organizations that opted out of ABC reported that they were happy with their existing methods. This satisfaction can be attributed to a combination of factors, including the comfort of familiarity and a reluctance to invest the time and resources necessary for a comprehensive ABC implementation. After all, why fix something that isn't broken? However, the irony is that while many organizations are content with their current systems, they may be missing out on the potential for significant cost savings and efficiency improvements that a BC can offer. The ABC model provides a clearer picture of profitability and can help identify non-value adding activities that are driving up costs. It allows companies to ask essential questions like, what should a given product or process cost? What activities can we eliminate to improve profitability? If a distribution channel is unprofitable, where can we cut costs? The insights gained from ABC can lead to transformative changes, yet the fear of change often holds organizations back. Another layer of complexity arises from the technological challenges associated with implementing ABC. When ABC was first introduced, the technology needed to support it was still in its infancy. Many companies lacked the infrastructure required to capture and analyze the necessary data effectively. Fast forward to today, and while technology has advanced significantly, the mindset around ABC hasn't shifted as much. Companies are often still struggling with outdated systems that don't support the detailed data collection and analysis required for effective ABC implementation. Consider the example of Pets.com versus Chewy. Pets.com was a high-profile failure during the dot-com bubble, primarily due to a lack of understanding of its costs and a failure to leverage technology effectively. In contrast, Chewy, which launched later, benefited from advancements in technology that allowed it to scale efficiently and profitably. This comparison highlights the critical role that technology plays in enabling organizations to adopt new methodologies like ABC. Without the right tools and systems in place, even the best ideas can fall flat. Let's not forget the human element in this equation. Accountants and finance professionals, who are crucial to the implementation of a BC, often find themselves resistant to change. Many accountants are trained in traditional costing methods and may view ABC as a threat to their established routines. The reluctance to embrace new methodologies can stifle innovation and limit the potential for improvement. This is compounded by a lack of training and qualifications among many accountants who may not have the necessary skills or knowledge to effectively implement ABC. In my conversations with industry experts, a common theme emerges: the need for a cultural shift within organizations. For a BC to take root, it requires buy-in from all levels of the organization, particularly from those in accounting and finance. If accountants view ABC as just another trend or an additional burden, it will never gain the traction it needs to succeed. Instead, they must see it as a valuable tool that can enhance decision making and drive profitability. So, what can be done to overcome these barriers and reinvigorate the conversation around activity based costing? For starters, we need to bring ABC back into the mainstream discussion within management accounting. This means providing practical support and resources for accountants to understand and implement ABC effectively. Professional organizations like the Institute of Management Accountants must refocus their efforts on practical applications of ABC rather than getting lost in theoretical discussions that may not resonate with practitioners. Moreover, as technology continues to evolve, we must leverage new tools and systems that make ABC more accessible and less cumbersome. Cloud-based accounting software, for example, can automate data collection and analysis, reducing the burden on organizations and making it easier to implement ABC. By utilizing these advancements, companies can unlock the potential of ABC without getting bogged down in the complexities that have historically hindered its adoption. Ultimately, the ABC paradox is a call to action for all of us in the field of management accounting. It's an invitation to challenge the status quo, to rethink our approaches to costing, and to embrace the possibilities that new methodologies can offer. While the journey toward broader ABC adoption may be fraught with challenges, the potential rewards are too significant to ignore. By fostering a culture of innovation and collaboration, we can begin to unravel the ABC puzzle and unlock the true value of activity based costing in our organizations. In conclusion, the ABC paradox serves as a reminder that theory and practice often exist in separate realms. While the potential of activity-based costing is clear, its successful implementation requires a concerted effort from professionals at all levels to embrace change, invest in technology, and foster a culture of continuous improvement. The journey may be complex, but the destination promises a clearer understanding of cost, enhanced decision-making, and ultimately greater profitability. So, let's roll up our sleeves and get to work on solving this incredible puzzle together.